Hello my sweet loves. I decided I felt like doing a reading. I'm just going to do a card reading. I've already asked for some anchoring and some guidance. So we've got the Tree of Life, Sirius B, and Agathans, which is Telos, the survivors from Atlantis, Lemuria. But I'm told they are already among us. We have already opened those gates. You've probably noticed them. Just walking around like humans. Just being their lovely selves. Our lovely selves. Okay. Even though I have these anchoring cards, I don't know what this is about, so I'll find out with you, right? 111. Okay, Spirit, highest good and the highest possible timeline for all those involved. What do we need to know now? Okay. This one did fall out before as well. It's angels and spirit guides, the upper world, angelite, and the number 2. Get in contact with your guides, please. The way I do it is by doing these videos, but of course that's bringing in other people's energy as well, and that's okay. But also writing or drawing, just let it out without judgment. And you can do question and answer as well, like call in a guide, write out your question, and then write out what comes into your mind. It doesn't have to be a different voice. I mean, eventually you do get to recognize that thoughts aren't all your thoughts. They're coming from sort of different directions. They have a different feel about them, a different frequency. So you know you're being influenced. Everyone is being influenced. It's just about being aware of it. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but I feel new energy in this one. So welcome. Welcome. Yorayakyoni. This one came out earlier as well. I don't know why I'm surprised. I just love it. So creativity, fire, big spite, and 7. And there is significance to this. These are Australian Indigenous cave paintings. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what these ones are called, but I've been in contact with them before. If I was supposed to know the name, I would. Welcome to being a channel. I feel a lot of Pleiadian energy tapping me on the shoulder. Kiariane tutsu tuku. Honest to goodness, I should have just recorded the whole thing earlier. But I wanted to do some of it on camera so you could see the process. So retreat, green calcite, mountain, and 24. Yai kia rokukui. Rokukui. What? Okay. Okay, and these ones do want to come out. Okay, so some of the ones that came out earlier. Whoa, one just went AWOL. Oh, and this one did as well. Okay, so yes, soul retrieval, personal power, moving forward. That would be nice. And one more for good luck, spirit. Kiari anoi, tisiani, tuku. course, so neat. Well, that's interesting, because when I did it before, it was the Divine Masculine card that's very similar to this, but obviously the masculine, not the feminine, that came out. So I read the guidebook for this pack, which is Lisa Porter's Mystic Martian. Even though she's talking about things that have happened on other planets, I personally find the way she describes things very 3D. And it's not the way I experience things, but she was talking about that there is a possibility that some beings from Sirius B sold out, and it was to do with the Philadelphia project and another similar project, and I'm not familiar with all that, and that things went terribly wrong. And I was going to wear this ring, which I never ever wear. It's a beautiful ring. I will tell you the story about this. So I was at some races, and I found this ring, and I actually thought it was like a cheap one, so I just forgot about it and kept it. And then later on I found out it wasn't, but I had no way to right the wrong. And of course karma sorted itself out very quickly. The next event I went to, I lost my very expensive sunglasses, which I could afford back then. And so I was just like, okay, I made a mistake, and it's been balanced out. Okay, now this actually has, oh, can you see it? You can't really. There we go. They're types of fish scale, or fish leather, sorry. The types of fish leather, and I believe it was an indigenous artist who did this, which is that was the reference here as well, that they're taking me back to a memory. Hang on. There's, as usual, there's many directions I could go in, but there, before I started this reading, I saw this, which is a pterodactyl that my children made me, and in this card that came out later, there's pterodactyls in the underground cities there. And it's interesting, we were eating strawberries and raspberries today too. Very lucky people to be able to afford food. So there's something here about, I think, forgiving yourself, learning, but really learning lessons and saying, I'm going to do it differently this time. Like, I forgive myself for that, but next time I find something, I really need to make sure, and I do. I always hand everything into the police now. Even if it's small, they kind of roll their eyes and go, do you want it? I'm like, no, I don't want it. I'm just handing it in. Because they will give it to you if in Australia if the person doesn't claim it. I don't want it. I'm just giving it the owners an opportunity to get it back. And I was born to ramble. But there's also something here about receiving. Yeah, okay. So I don't wear sunglasses anymore, because sunglasses actually stop us from being able to absorb the light codes through our eyes. If I was living back in the Kimberley, maybe I would. I'm not sure. Probably not. It's pretty bright where I am anyway. Pretty strong. So maybe this was what I needed, and it was actually a fair exchange from the universe. And there's showing me the microcosm of the macrocosm, like as above, so below, but on so many levels. You would have seen images on the internet of the patterns in a pine cone and the patterns in reflected out of nature and getting bigger and bigger, like galaxies that look like an iris and all those sort of things. So obviously, spirit guides are here to aid us in reclaiming our personal power by soul retrieval, but we need to retreat and realign with our creativity and to receive, like the divine feminine receives, but is also creative, but not forcefully creative. And this helps us move forward. And the fact that this is pointing towards the Agarthan card, because I've got it, I don't have it straight, I've somehow managed to put it that way, but it's pointing towards the vegetables or fruit here. And that reminds me of forgive me, I'm not Hindu, but at Lord Ganesha's feet sometimes there are sort of little round cakes or something that symbolize the gifts that the universe is waiting to give us, I believe. I could have that completely effed up. And I believe that some of you, especially one in particular, there is a childhood wound that you've been refusing to see. You might not even remember it in your mind, but you need to journey. And what does the pterodactyl mean? It might be a past life or it could be childhood, but I definitely feel like this childhood, because there's subsidence here. There are massive gaps in your foundation. And your life is never going to clarify and align properly with your soul mates, your soul family, in a calm and balanced way until you've dealt with this core wounding and this subsidence. Yeah, it's so it's creating a block in the it's not the higher heart, it's the heart chakra, but it's at the top of the heart chakra, and I'm feeling there's a lot of like crystallization, but not in a good way. There's like this stuff needs to be chipped away out, it needs to come out so that when you're heart chakra moves, opens and closes naturally, it's not creating pain. So like, you know, if somebody has I can't remember what they're called, but you know, the calcium deposits on the bones and they're quite painful. Bunion, and if that you have one of those somewhere where it moves, it's extremely painful, and you don't want to move so much. You don't want to open your heart. You don't want to close it and have that flow. And that's your choice. But to me, that seems like a sad place to be, because I've been working through it myself. So love and compassion, and this has been going for like almost 16 minutes, so I'm going to get some final cards if they want to come through. This is Earth Magic by Stephen D. Farmer. This one was Crystal Medicine Oracle by Rochelle Charman. I always have the cards in the description disclaimer area below all my videos. Okay. Any final words, Spirit? And that one. Tikiori. And that one. That one. Alright. I was wondering why I was saying the names of them. I don't normally say the names of the cards, because I have them in the description below, and Charman came out, so it's funny that her name's Rochelle Charman. Ancient Healing Wisdom, Fog Veiled, and Full Moon Completion. Where do we want these to go? Yeah, so no, okay, there, and there. You're so close, so close. Just that final step up that mountain. When you can climb mountains, easy. It's fun. That's why we came, right? Okay, I'm just seeing if are there any crystal spirits that would like to aid the viewers. Obviously, there's a lot on these cards, but this wanted to be used. Okay, Amazonite. And oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, okay. Petrified wood, obsidian, and spressatine garnet. I have never seen or heard of that one again. Before, I was going to say. Okay, I hope this helps somebody. Love and blessings, darlings. Kisses.